Well, I think it's finally safe to say. That guy you were on the train with was weird and smelled like beef tacos. He was right. Some of us are reptiles. That guy you went to that convenience store down in the south and he said, "I swear to God, them reptiles is real, I seen them." He was also right.
Man, what's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. This is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate y'all. If you're watching on TV, whatever the case is, I wish you a smooth 7. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. I also want to shout out Gloria Cameron and a Rising Phoenix. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all asked for a shout out. I got y'all. I see y'all like the new song. I see y'all like that song. Probably know. Y'all been running it up. I see the comments. I appreciate y'all, man. It's all love. Been like 3 years since we actually dropped some music. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you again. I see all the comments. Like, I see it all. And I'm glad y'all finally got the song y'all been looking for. Some of y'all didn't even know it was out. Some of y'all didn't know I made music. But yeah, it's out there. But I appreciate y'all. It's all love. And I'm grateful for y'all support. But I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all know what it is, man. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
Have y'all noticed all the planes going down the last 2 days and completely unrelated, not relevant at all the earthquakes and the floods and the weather at the same exact time? We'll get right back to the unrelated planes. Everything you're seeing behind me happened in the last 12 hours. It's not just the US, the entire world is underwater. Pakistan, and what you just saw was Pakistan. It's insane over there. We're about to look at Russia and China and other places in 1 second. This is China. What in the world is going on where the whole earth floods at the same exact time? I wonder what's up besides planes. In Russia, they got the most rain they've had since 1870s. And I'm sure if you remember all the 1 in 1,000 year storms in the US all the same exact week. But do you remember all the earthquakes that were right around Russia and Alaska? Indonesia. Did you know that 2 or 3 more earthquakes were added to that list since then? And then, yeah, remember the plane that just spontaneously combusted in the sky? And then Alaska had to ground all of their planes for what they say was an IT thing. Of course, it's not relevant. And then away from Alaska and Russia, we had a plane go down in Bangladesh and 19 people so far passed away. Now, completely unrelated from both the planes and the floods and the earthquakes, cool fact, people on Twitter are complaining of a very strange low humming or buzzing sound. They say they can feel the vibration of the buzz in their spine. By the way, check out these awesome clouds in the UK. Oh, and don't forget to watch Ukraine where all the locusts were. Why? You'll see.
Oh no! Oh my God!
Did it hit the plane? That other plane hit him?
Yes! Oh my God! Oh Lord Jesus!
So I'm walking out the gym right now, and the craziest shit about that video is that it literally happened at that airport right there, like on some crazy shit. And if you think I'm joking, check this shit out. Look, that's the Metro PCS and the T-Mobile and Family Dollar where it happened at. This plane flew right over there, over to that airport and crashed out. And we in the middle of a cliff, man. Like, so don't be surprised if one of them YNs done hijacked that. Didn't know how to fly a plane, just crashed it. One of them little Dallas drill niggas watched some videos on YouTube and TikTok, thought he was a pilot, got sick of stealing cars and decided to step it up. Stole a plane and crashed and burned. This shit crazy.
Did Nicolas Cage build a cursed pyramid tomb in order to break a voodoo curse? In 2007, he bought one of the most haunted homes in America, the LaLaurie Mansion in New Orleans. Yes, Kathy Bates' character, Delphine LaLaurie from American Horror Story, that girl. Madame Delphine LaLaurie enslaved and tortured hundreds of people in the 1800s. This home is drenched in blood, history, and supernatural lore. And Nicolas Cage thought it would be a great place to buy and write a horror novel in. But almost immediately after buying it, things started to go wrong. He started having very intense nightmares. He was hearing whispers in the house. He said that he was feeling like he was being watched. And then in 2009, there was a foreclosure and he lost the mansion, but he also lost all these other properties. He lost $6.8 million worth of properties. People believe that because he bought that house, he then got cursed, and that's why he lost all those other properties. Now here's where it gets wild. There was a psychic that he met with who told him that the curse could only be broken if he was buried near the voodoo queen Marie Laveau. Except she was buried in a cemetery that was completely full, like they had no space. But since Nicolas Cage is Nicolas Cage, he talked to the curse and they made room for this 9-foot tall white pyramid tomb. And it's just a couple feet from Laveau. It has this Latin phrase on it that means everything from one. He was also advised to put that on his tomb. It's almost like he was begging the afterlife for mercy. After that, everything started to look up again in his life. Let me know if you think he was cursed, and follow for more.
Y'all think he was cursed? Y'all think he was looking too far into it? That's why you don't open up certain doors. That's why you don't mess around with certain areas, certain properties, and certain energies. Like, bro, you don't know what happened in there. But also, that very first clip, talking about Russia, the time of recording this was July 30th. Me recording this right here. And Russia just got hit with that 8-point-something earthquake last night. And then the West Coast was on tsunami warning, but it wasn't nowhere in Sacramento because we're not on the coast. The Bay Area, we not the Bay Area either. So Bay Area was on tsunami warning or watch or something like that, all the way to like I think the Southern California area. But Sac, we didn't really have that. It said California, but it was mainly the coastline. But yeah, we were good here. But so I didn't get a warning. But I appreciate those who did reach out to make sure I was good. So thank you. But yeah, we wasn't affected by that.
I know a lot of niggas ain't gonna want to hear this, but eating chicken is keeping you trapped in the 3D. It's keeping you trapped in the Matrix. Why you thinking they cloned Tyrone? They got everybody in that spill. They was using chicken, right? I traveled a lot around the world, and what I've noticed about majority black cities in America, baby, it's a Popeyes and KFC on every corner. Why is that? Why are they want niggas to eat chicken so much? Because they know. So you have to do your research. What is the Braxis God? Braxis God is a rooster. Overstanding that chicken is a genetically modified version of a rooster, right? Most of the animals that we see and eat today are genetically modified. They're not original. Right. So I even had a dream about this, bro. Eating chicken and what is the Braxis? He is basically the god of the demiurge. The demiurges was keeping us trapped in the Matrix. Right. So that's why they try to get niggas to eat chicken all day. Chicken. That chicken is filled with maggots. I had an astral vision of me and I was looking down at me eating chicken, baby. The chicken was filled with maggots. The chicken is death, right? It's lowering your frequency. Why do you think most of y'all got so many mental health issues? Like, you're eating chicken. I don't eat red meat, but I'm going to eat chicken. Chicken is toxic. It's filled with toxic shit. They eat bullshit. All this shit is unnatural. And then, like I said, it links back to the Braxis God, which is the god of the demiurge, basically the god of all the little demons out here, right? This is what they worship in Hollywood. You have to pay attention to what's really going on. Our third eye work off symbolism, not words. Pay attention to the symbolism.
What's your name? Samantha. Oh my goodness. Hi. Are you allergic to gluten? Do you like pepperoni pizza? How old are you? Your cousin. How about all those other people down there? You promise? And now repeat after me. I promise to share my pepperoni pizza. I promise to share my pepperoni pizza.
The pizza line, bro. And the parents probably don't even understand.
Not supposed to get your tonsils removed. You need your tonsils. Your tonsils are a functioning lymphatic associated tissue that actually help you cleanse your brain. And that's why you see people that are missing their tonsils. They tend to get a bunch of mouth bacteria. They got a bunch of acids and cavities built up on their teeth because they don't have nothing to cleanse the acids and the mucus, the excessive mucus buildup that's building up from the tonsils up into the lymphatic system, or what you'll call the head.
Hey, that's crazy. Because my grandmother used to always say that a doctor told her before my mom got her tonsils removed that's one of the worst procedures to ever get done. And my mom almost passed away as a young kid because of that. She went to the movies after getting them removed, and the doctor told her don't laugh and I think don't sneeze. But they went to the movies later that night. My grandfather took them out. They went to the movies. They was watching something funny, and my mom said she was about to laugh, but she didn't. And the whole night it busted her stitches back open or something like that, and she was bleeding bad. Like, she just kept bleeding. I remember that story. And yeah, my mom was like, none of her kids was ever gonna get their tonsils removed. But I heard that before, that's not something you're supposed to do. Let me know if y'all disagree, or if you heard what stories you've heard, experience you've had, or even like if you got a different angle on why you should get rid of them. I want to hear y'all opinions. Let me know.
Let me tell y'all a true story. Be so boom, watch this video to the end. People are walking backwards. TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's go. Bro, where are you going? You know if you walk forward, you can get to where you're going faster. Like, guys, this shit is ridiculous. I had enough of this, to be honest with you. Shh. Shut up. This is getting out of hand. Come on. Where are you going, bro? Shh. Shut up. I'm telling you guys, the Matrix is over. Stop playing with me, son. TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only, and sometimes I walk backwards too. Shh. Shut up. What the hell is going on out here, guys? Maybe somebody told her, yo, if you walk backwards, you'll get you where you gotta go faster. Stop playing with me, son. That's ridiculous, and I hope nobody told them that. What you think, guys? You think walking forward is normal? Not anymore, guys. From now on, you're gonna see people walking backwards, sideways, and all doing cartwheels and all types of shit. Stop playing with me, son. This is the Matrix, guys, and get ready to see much more. But I'll tell you one thing. If I'm ever walking down the block and somebody's coming down the block, but they walking backwards, I can make them walk forward.
I feel like the sun heating up and they got these NPCs tweaking.
Thanks, Bernard. Now, finally for now, a mysterious hole on a beach has caused a stir in North Dublin. A local astronomy enthusiast is hoping the crater in Portmarnock could be the aftermath of a cosmic event.
It's a huge, mysterious crater that looks out of this world. But is it? The unusual hole on Portmarnock Beach stopped local astrophysics enthusiast Dave Kennedy in his tracks yesterday, and he's certain the small but heavy rock inside it came from up above.
As you can tell by here, there's a scorch mark on this side here, so that would have been at the angle that it came down at. And it is weighty. I'm not sure if it's composition, but we're definitely going to have to find out.
The striking hole soon caught the attention of passers-by, many hoping that what they're witnessing is the aftermath of a once-in-a-lifetime cosmic event.
You see how they we just saw one example. This ain't the first time, this ain't the last. And how many examples before this how many times has this happened that we didn't get to see it? And they did that. This dude really just came up with a whole story, bro. Lord. And it's about to be so many people in the like watching that news. It's probably so many people who actually sat back and watched that news, watch that clip on the news and believe that shit. Cause they never got to see the first clip. That's crazy. I mean, they do that even with sound bites too. They'll take sound bites and then they'll play certain parts of the sound bite, and then way they add it up, make it seem like it's way more to the story than it was. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts, man. Spam it up. Crazy word.
If you're new here, I cover real life chilling cases, but this one from Clarksville, Tennessee is still unfolding and locals are on edge. Yo, July 23rd, 2023, 17-year-old Kwame Sykes walked into Tenova Healthcare Clarksville with a gunshot wound to the hand, just minutes after a 15-year-old was found hit on Eagle Bluffs Drive. Court records show he was charged as an adult in November 2023 with attempted first-degree unaliving, especially aggravated robbery and a firearm possession during a dangerous felony, according to Clarksville Now. Then things got real weird. Kwame failed to show up for his July 19, 2024 court date, triggering a $200K warrant, then vanished. A few days later, on July 23rd, he turned himself in, reporting to the General Sessions Court. So here's where it stands today. Shooting occurred July 23rd, 23. Charges bumped to adult in November 23. Missed court in July of 24. Got a warrant and a $200,000 bond. Surrendered on July 23rd, 24. A neighbor's Ring doorbell captured screams as the younger teen was thrown from a vehicle. He survived after life flight airlift. Clarksville natives, what's your side of this? Have you heard chatter, seen police cruisers, or gotten any updates from the neighborhoods? Yeah. Drop your experiences below, locals, and make sure you hit that follow button to stay locked in on true crime cases just like this one. And the creepiest part, life flight, doorbell screams, springing a $200,000 bond, but you're still here watching. So hit that follow button, because the next update I got for y'all might literally shake your street. Y'all, put the water gun emoji down in the comment section if you made it to the end.
Well, I think it's finally safe to say that guy you were on the train with was weird and smelled like beef tacos. He was right. Some of us are reptiles. That guy you went to that convenience store down in the south and he said, "I swear to God, them reptiles is real, I seen them." He was also right. I'm here, baby. I ain't going nowhere.
You see, I wasn't even gonna do this video, but recently, everywhere I turn, I'm starting to see reptilian shit. And over 5 months, I ain't really just watched TV, but the whole 30 minutes that I sat down and I watched TV, the commercials and all, like the new Mountain Dew commercial, I'll do a video for that too. I'm seeing reptilian stuff everywhere. What is really going on? What are they really trying to show us or tell us? But I mean, if you know, you know. You heard what he said. A lot of people been already saying it. Let thee who have eyes see clearly, see clearly. You did.
First of all, shout out to my guy Wisdom. That's my guy, bro. He always come through. He always got the fire content. His energy always legit when we talk. We actually like talk, which is damn near a lot often than what people would think. I talk to Wisdom probably the most out of everybody, and it's just like a natural thing. And kind of find out, me and bro might be related. Like, that's the crazy part. We might have we literally, my last name, he got relatives with my last name, and some of my family come from the same region he at. And yeah, it's I thought that shit was dope. I think the world should know that, like, yeah, we probably do share the same genes somewhere down the line. And I believe so, and I think he believes so too. Yeah, y'all let me know. But I just had to say that, like, bro, I appreciate Wisdom so much. Like, he one of the very first creators I actually start talking to. Him and Toxic with Your Reality. Them two, there's a few that I will reach out to give them their flowers, and they, I guess, too big, so they won't reach back out. But I respect Wisdom and Toxic because they still level-headed and they still down to earth. So, like, I gotta give them their love. I gotta give them their flowers. And shit, me and Wisdom might be related. That's the cold part right there. That's the part where it blows my mind away. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts, man. That's my guy. Run him up.
That's so up.
So a lot of people know now that anything electronic is emitting some little bit of a field, some more than others, an electromagnetic field. which is called dirty electricity. Now, this is pretty insane because this device is supposed to measure if a wire that it's touching has an electrical current. It's not meant for detecting radio waves 20, 40, 50, 60 feet away from it. So the fact that it is detecting an electrical current that far away from the lines is concerning. Now, I heard someone say that the new asbestos of our time is going to be dirty electricity and electromagnetic emissions from cell towers, Wi-Fi, smart meters, 5G, etc. But the problem is that right now, if I were to say exactly what many studies have shown that electromagnetic frequencies can do to your DNA and whatnot, that would be considered false. So all I'm going to say is this: let's make sure we're boosting our DNA because we're up against a lot of stuff today which is genotoxic.
Stay in Kardashian land, for Christ's sake. It's all women there, you know, and I got a son in my house, and I got the nannies talking down to me. I got the mother, like y'all think y'all got a mother-in-law. I got the mother-in-law of all mother-in-laws. And it was just, let me tell you what happened. It's like last Christmas, my family came in. They all flew in, like 5 of my family members, because it's been a year after I've been in a hospital and put in UCLA for mental health issues. And they came to give me some love for Christmas. And the family got on the phone together and they decided that it's their tradition to go over Courtney's house and open up gifts. And that it wasn't enough room for my family to be there that morning, and that my family that flew in could watch my kids open up gifts later that afternoon. And I didn't have a voice, and there was no man with a voice in that family. So yeah, I'm hurt.
Hey, y'all heard that before, but
these males, they be nasty drunk. You have to understand, most of the time when you drunk, look up what's really taking over your body when you drunk. You ever know somebody who got super drunk and they blacked out and they ain't remember nothing the next day? You would just be telling them like, bro, you was doing this, you was doing that. That was somebody else controlling their body.
That's facts, man. The spirits be...
Kanye West, I hate that, man. Plus I seen the nigga at one of our parties and shit sucking in the bathroom.
Have aliens taken over Compton, California? Why do I ask? Because a woman's Ring doorbell camera captured something that looks just like an alien. She got a notification on her doorbell cam that something was moving outside the house. When she looked, she could not believe what she captured. As a matter of fact, take a look at this video. Look at this. What is that? Take another look at that. You tell me what you think that is right there. I've froze it exactly where it passes through the camera and enlarged it. Take a look at the shape of the head, the neck, and the back. Does that look like an alleged alien to you, or does that look like a human? Take another look at that. What does that look like to you? Does that look like a human? It does not look human to me. So should they throw out the welcome to Compton, California mat for aliens? So once again, the question is, what is that was captured on Ring camera in Compton, California? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Question, do y'all believe it or do y'all not? Do y'all think it's real? Do y'all think it's fake? I don't know. I thought it was fake until he turned around and said the back of it looks kind of crazy. Then I'm like, okay, I guess, okay, all right, I'll hear you out a little bit more. And his content is not misleading or misinformation. It's typically on point. He's questioning a lot of things, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll with him. And I'm gonna let him take that dive, and I'm gonna be listening to see what he say. But I ain't gonna say it's too far of a reach. Let me know your thoughts. And I apologize if y'all hear the commotion in the back. That's just my laundry going off. That's just the dryer making noise. So I don't want people being like, bro, what's that noise in the back? I know some of y'all be like real detail oriented like that. Bro, it's nothing. It's just literally the washroom is not too far from right here. So y'all let me know. But I apologize if that's annoying some of y'all, because I can hear it right now.
Why are these shelf clouds popping up all over the place and people just making it seem like it's a regular phenomenon? This is not regular. Look at that. First of all, y'all, we know the propaganda and shit that been going on about the aliens and UFOs and stuff like that, bro. Peep this shit real quick. Look how people was trying to run off the beach. Like, it was not normal. Then we had one in Houston. Look at this one. That's just like a big ass mothership, bro. And this is another one. And this is one that was taken in a part of Florida, yo. I had posted this one not that long ago too. The one in Maryland. Have y'all not just felt like it's something really, really strange going on? Like just yesterday I was saying like, yo, I really feel like it's something like shifting. There's something going on and I can't put my fingers on that shit. Has anyone's appetite changed? Like shit just feel weird now, bro. I don't know. Oh my God!
Let me tell y'all a true story. Be so boom, watch this video to the end. You downloaded that app, TikTok. This is for entertainment purposes only. Let's go.
But I did see something.
What's that?
There was this huge drone,
Okay.
flying in the middle of nowhere, dropping off thousands of these. I have no idea what this
What's
is.
that, bro? Shh. Ah! Don't say it. Come on.
That's America.
What? Huh?
That's America.
Shut up! Stop playing with me, son. TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only, and that's just a movie. They don't know what the hell they talking about. Yeah, you panicking, aren't you? They said that on Sunday. Shh! Shut up! This is supposed to be over with. Well, listen, I can't control that, and neither could you. Stop playing with me, son, so just let it go, guys. Don't worry about it. Shh! Shut up! I can't even speak. As a matter of fact, I should have even don't you say it. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game out here, guys, and you better delete that app. Nah, I'm just playing, guys. Download that app. The app is pretty cool. I heard people are already making money off it. Shh. Shut up. It's not a game out here, guys. But I tell you one thing. If I ever see one of my friends and they said that they just downloaded that, yeah?
I'll be honest with y'all. If they got rid of TikTok, I think everybody who's on TikTok, and it's my honest opinion, if they put out a new app, I think everybody should stay away from it. Force them to look. It's power in the people, yo. It's power in the people. Wherever there's people, there's power. The thing with that is, they're trying to move us like sheeps. That's what they're trying to do. Get them over here and move them over here. Because something over here, we don't want them to be by, see, near, and here or something. Over there, we can control this, we can control that, we can control. It's all about control. So if they're trying to control you to push you that way, don't go that way. Don't even choose it. We don't have to worry about where we're going to get the information from. Sometimes, some of these clips come from Instagram. Just as some of them come from TikTok. Y'all send me Instagrams, y'all send me TikToks. I can go find TikToks, I can go find Instagrams. And a lot of the time, it's the same content. Some of these creators created on TikTok, then they created on Instagram. They got to put it out on all their social medias too as well. They trying to reach as many people as they can. So if it's not on TikTok, it's on Instagram. Instagram, they got the same clips. Sometimes Instagram, it's harder to find it. But if you change your algorithm, it's not that hard to find it. And on top of that, you can stay connected on Instagram a little bit more than with TikTok. TikTok, they be removing my people I follow, they be removing it. We ain't never had none of these issues with Instagram. Have y'all that use it? The clips are everywhere. It's not that hard. They don't remove your followers. They don't remove them like that. They don't make it to the point where you be like, I could have sworn I followed them, now I don't. They don't shadow ban people as much. Like, it's different. So if they trying to push us to a new app, the best move would be not to go that way. Stay where we already at. Force them to do something different. Every time they do something, we force them to do something different, they show their hand and it looks more clear that they up to bullshit. Let me know if that's a reach. Let me know.
They had a bunker in Alabama filled with missing kids. They said these 3 men were arrested in Alabama, y'all. They had a bunker in the woods that had children in there. And they were doing unthinkable things to them children. This shit is so sickening, y'all. So they said they didn't just hurt the children. They rugged them. They violated them on camera. They sold it. They sold some of them. This shit is wild, fool. Like, they deserve to be under the jail. And if you know what I'm saying, let me know in the comment. Oh, this happened in Bibb County in Alabama, in the woods, somewhere secluded. And 2 out of the 3 men already confessed to what they did. The third one, he trying to say, nah, it wasn't me. When the police finally cracked this case, they said it was one of the worst jumps they ever seen. Like, all the stuff they collected, the evidence, they said it was just so graphic. So they say the town that this happened in is very quiet, and this is not normal. But police like, hold up. So it's a quiet town, and these are only 3 people that did it, and they've been doing this for years. Nobody knew. They're like, nah, we think other people was involved. And I think so too. What do y'all think? Ain't no way these 3 men is the only people that's involved in this. They said that bunker was in a hidden location, and it wasn't just thrown up into pieces real quick. They said no, that junk was like somebody knew what they was doing, and they didn't want to get caught. The questions I'm asking is, how many other places is it like this in the world? And let alone how many places like this is in Alabama? Y'all, we must keep our children safe from people like this. This shit is crazy, fool.
That's facts. We know somebody set that shit up, bro.
I'll say I love Satan right now. I got 1,000 for each one of y'all. I love Satan. No, we don't mess with y'all. Y'all didn't bend. No. Y'all didn't bend. Satan, it's all about God, man.
And these be the people that'll slime y'all out for money. If he would go against his own creator for $1,000, do you think that he will honestly show you any kind of loyalty? And y'all will be surprised on how many people have this mindset. I done had conversations with friends. We just playing, and I'm asking them, hey, would you sell your soul? And they laugh and saying that they will sell their soul, do the sacrifices, go through the whole ordeal. Long story short, we're no longer friends today. Because if you don't have no morals and put God before everything that you do, that means if the price is right, you will slime me out. Especially if you will slime your own creator out. Y'all need to start having these conversations with y'all friends, picking their minds apart. Cause some of them in real life go pay patty cake with the devil if the price is right. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on this video. This dude saying he loves Satan for $1,000 in the comments. Y'all let me know, would y'all say this for $1,000 so I can block you? And if y'all want to learn how to get passive revenue with content, comment down below hub and I'm sending resources in y'all DM. Y'all better check y'all friends.
Hey, that's facts, bro. That's facts.
We don't own right? And then we do own, we own it back. I'm gonna own the house that I live in, but I'm gonna pay you to live in. Do I own it? No. The only way to truly own the house is to bury yourself. How can you love your kids when you don't even love yourself? Listen, I've been scared to die my whole life and I never faced stuff. Right now I tell my kids, don't worry about it. When you die, you gonna go to heaven. But if they bad, I'm gonna tell them they can worry. So I'm trying to scare my kids. Well, I'm trying to scare my kids for if I love them. Alright, I'm moving for real.
And fear is one of the most low vibrational states you could be in. But I'm gonna just go ahead and say, I seen a comment and somebody said 607 look like he be tapping into a higher source. I'm gonna go ahead and say I agree with you. Yeah, he ain't perfect. He might say some crazy things sometimes, but he ain't perfect. He don't claim to be. Nobody, well, there is people who claim to be perfect, but I ain't never heard him claim to be perfect. He just be giving his truth. He just be giving his part, his opinion, his side of the story, which is respectful, but which is I respect it. But I'm gonna go ahead and say, like, bro be on to some shit sometimes. He be on to some shit sometimes. And this one right here, I'm gonna go ahead and say I agree with him, bro. Like, there is certain laws. Yes, there is certain laws. There is certain things that come into play. And I can see why it is set up the way it's set up. Do I agree with it? Hell no. But I'm gonna have to agree. I'm gonna have to agree. But some parents aren't tapped into that point where they understand all these things. They don't understand the school is brainwashing. Some of them is still in the same loop of a 9 to 5 right now, and they are still brainwashed. So, and a lot of the time, I'm gonna say this: it takes the children to change the parent. Sometimes a child is born, and that's what helps gets the parent on point. That can change the parent's perspective. That could tap the parent to being, from unconsciously thinking to consciously thinking. You know what I mean? So that's what I feel. But that's a tricky situation. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Spam it up.
Y'all want to know something that's weird? Jesus said that the world hated me first, right? Yeah, it's so many people who talk about Christianity and Jesus, and y'all don't get any hate. Y'all try to spread the gospel and the word of Christ. Y'all don't get that much hate like that. Because a large percentage of the world is still Christian. But you see a woke or a spiritual person talking about Jesus and religion, we get more hate than anybody. Y'all can walk around Jehovah's Witnesses. Y'all walk around with your Bibles and Bible thumping, talking about Christian this, Christian that, Jesus this, Jesus that. Y'all don't get no hate. People love saying amen to you and all that. But let a spiritual or a woke person start talking about Jesus and religion and what Jesus really was trying to say and what religion is really about. We get more hate than anybody. And one of the main things that spiritual and woke people say is that Jesus was just a spiritual, conscious individual who was trying to wake up humanity. Jesus said that ye are gods, but Jesus also called himself God, which means that we all are God itself. And when you quote that verse to religious people, they try to say, y'all not gods. That's not what it meant. Y'all forget Jesus lived in a primitive time with primitive language. That's the best way he could describe it. Because you look at quantum physics nowadays, it tells you that everything is one, everything is connected. So if Jesus is saying ye are gods and that he is God, that means we all together in totality are God. Because God ain't separate from anything. God is everything. I'm trying to tell you, man, pay attention. If you pay attention, woke and spiritual people talking about Jesus get more hate than Christians talk about Jesus. So when you break it down and think about it like that, who's really spreading the true message of Jesus?
That shit right there about to piss some people off.
Una guerra intergaláctica silenciosa en México.
De todas esas luces en el cielo. Y ahorita están estáticos. ¡Wow, qué loco! ¿Pero qué? ¿Se están destruyendo entre ellas o qué? No, muy loco todo esto. Que alguien me diga qué está sucediendo. Atento con este metraje. Rarísimo. De todas esas luces en el cielo. Y ahorita están estáticos. ¡Wow, qué loco! ¿Pero qué? ¿Se están destruyendo entre ellas o qué? No, muy loco todo esto. Que alguien me diga qué está sucediendo. Atento con este metraje. Rarísimo. De todas esas luces en el cielo. Y ahorita están estáticos. ¡Wow, qué loco! ¿Pero qué? ¿Se están destruyendo entre ellas o qué? No, muy loco todo esto. Que alguien me diga qué está sucediendo.
Damn, they crashed? Like, what was going on there?
What up, everybody? It's Angel Dust. It's super uncool for me to be doing this, but nobody's around, so I'm doing it. You're really confused about Israel and the American partnership with Israel. Recently, we just signed an agreement to collaborate on AI-driven models for complete knowledge of every human being in America and in Israel. And you ask, God, why are they so connected to Israel? I'll tell you, because America sees the Middle East as a huge threat. After decades and decades of constantly trying to stop them from developing into a superpower using subterfuge, they are pretty much. So we've got to control the region, and we're doing it with Israel. Also, we can't allow them to create an alternative to the petrodollar. I keep talking about this. It's really important. If they do that, the dollar will be and America will fall. I gotta go. Peace. Blessings. Shine on.
What made you decide to change your nationality?
The same reason you should do it for your kids. Because I know police, when they get the education, they not all the way educated. They only know how to train and protect the assets. You get the American Jurisprudence book. Oh, here it is. This was the education. I know y'all don't like niggas that read. I'm now the holder in due course of the birth certificate on a state and federal level. I got the full faith and credit. This is my private affidavit of the certificate of live birth. Now, you stated that you never heard of the Moroccan Empire, but here it is right here. That's the same emblem on the back of the dollar bill. Why do you got your emergency lights on? What's the emergency? The emergency is your vehicle doesn't have a valid registration. Yeah, it's private property. Registered to the trust, not the QSV trust. Go get your white shirt. Call your sheriff. I need somebody in honor. You have a license? Nope. Right to travel, passport. You in trouble. Are you going to identify yourself? I'm a Moor.
All right, do you have your license?
I'm a national. Okay.
Go ahead and step back there.
Let me get my paperwork. We are not in a democracy. This is a republic.
I'm gonna be honest. I really have no idea what you're talking
Okay,
about. So,
okay,
if you explain it, dumb it down a little bit.
Okay,
for
so
me,
the
that makes
republic,
sense.
there's two governments on the back of a dollar bill. The Moroccan government, that's called Illuminati, which is the pyramid, the all-seeing eye. And then there's the United States Corporation that's on the right side of the back of the dollar bill, which is the Q.V. Trust of Queen Elizabeth, who you took an oath to protect the assets of their trust.
Woo! Talk your shit, big dog.
Hey! Hey! Hey, you!
Ina yatina di manuat.
Syrian Aramaic. How clever.
Jesus. Honey, is there something?
True what I said, though. I do know who you are. Zazel.
Where'd you get that? From Milano's place? You found something up there. Well, some things, pal, you shouldn't know.
Like what? Like what?
And if you know, you should never ever tell.
Beware my wrath.
So this is what they mean by New York not being a real place, because not only do you have cars dropping into massive sinkholes, but New York also experienced some type of crazy hailstorm yesterday as well too, y'all. Look at this, y'all. That's crazy. Right after the car fell into that pothole, New York was like, here, let me fill that pothole with some ice. And look at this, y'all. The heavy wind, rain, and ice was really coming down at one point in time. Look at this deck over here, y'all. It looked like little salt pebbles, doesn't it? Right? The earth is being salted right now, man. The season is here. That's crazy. It seems that New York is definitely playing its part out in the Matrix. This hailstorm caused some significant damage to some cars. And New York has also been getting tornado warnings. This wasn't a tornado that would knock down the tree, but this hailstorm was accompanied with heavy winds, and it was knocking down trees onto the ground. Ice is everywhere, y'all. I told y'all, man. Ice is in the form of government, and this over here, that ice is working overtime all over the planet, y'all. In the form of government, hot as hell, and then you get ice as hell. Ice as hell as well too. Vanilla ice, baby. The shift is here. Let's get it. Peace in.
People started calling it the Terminator seed. About 12,000 years ago, humans realized that we could save the seed from the food that we ate to grow more food. The discovery of agriculture catapulted us forward as a species. Unlike any other animal on the planet, we suddenly could move beyond the constant search for food. We had time to think and love and draw and speak and create and communicate. It was the dawn of consciousness. For 12,000 years, humans planted, tended, and harvested crops. We ate some, we shared some, and we saved the seed to plant the next time. Food was plentiful and cheap. And then in the 1990s, Americans said, "This is all wrong." American salesmen traveled all over the global south. They talked down native species and said, no, those are all prone to diseases. Oh, they don't have enough nutrients. We're bringing you a gift. Miracle seeds. Guaranteed results. And the Americans sold the seeds at a very high price, on credit, of course. As they had for thousands of years, small farmers all over the global south planted the seeds, and they grew the plants, they harvested the food, they sold some, they shared some, they ate some, and they saved some of the seeds to plant the next year. But the next year, the fields were empty. Not a single seedling came up. The farmers started panicking, and they ran to the Americans and they begged for answers. And the Americans snarled at them, "Saving seeds is theft. We own the seeds now. We own life itself. You have to buy new seeds from us every year." And the farmers suddenly found themselves enslaved in an endless debt cycle. The American plants were too uniform and they were more susceptible to pests and diseases. So now the farmers were forced to buy the Americans' poisons to treat their plants. And the poisons killed off native species. They fouled the water and the air, stripped the soil of life. There is no greater threat to the people of this planet than American greed. Their culture is inhuman. They are the enemies of humanity. They must be stopped.
This is facts. Humanity's greed. This is facts, bro. It's like they take all of our resources as if they're trying to make us suffer in every little way. And that's how I know at some point, bro, God gonna have to just come down himself and take out all the negative himself, because this shit just don't make no sense, bro. The food's different. Everything's processed. They always want to get you. They're always trying to diagnose you with something and give you something rather than healing you. Like, bro, it's always something with these people. I don't trust shit they do. I don't trust shit they say. The shit they put on the news, I don't trust. Anything they say. Moon landings, spheres, globes, eat this right here, it'll get you right. Health, anything with health, bro, money. I don't trust nothing these people do. Me personally, I feel like they effing us over and they keeping all the good shit for themselves and they people, because they want to keep it that way. It's a way of life. The way of life is keep these people down and let's make sure our family is up. That's how I see it. We just employees to these people. It's just like going to work. You go to work and clock in. It's for the company. It's not for you or your last name. It's for the company. It's for the field you're working. Same thing with United States. It's for the corporation. It's not about you. It's not about nothing. If it was, they would all give us land. We'd all be able to be self-sustainable. We'd all have our own and not rely on them. But they want us to rely on them for electricity, food. What else, bro? Anything you can think of. A car, a house, clothes for your kids, for you. Like, bro, everything, they want money from it. They want money from it. It don't, to even pass on and transition into the next phase in your life. It costs to even do that. You can't even do that in peace. Your family got to bury you or cremate you and have services and all. You can't even. My grandmother used to always say, you can't even die in peace.
Epstein's ex-girlfriend Stacey Williams shared some interesting stuff with CNN on Friday. This is a longer video. Hold to speed it up, or just put your phone down, listen to the audio, listen to what Stacey shares with everyone.
The only friend that he would mention every time we saw each other or had a phone conversation was Donald, and he would share a lot of anecdotes. I have plenty of anecdotes. And yeah, they were very close and they were up to no good.
And how did Epstein talk about Trump? Sort of what was the quality of those anecdotes and how he described him?
Well, there was a time when he mentioned that he had to check in on him because he was unwell and very upset about something that had happened. I remember because he was late to pick me up and he was explaining why he was late. They were just, it was such a long time ago, but it was just that was his bro, that was his wingman. It was clearly, I'd hear about Ghilan and I'd hear about Jeffrey. And I met Ghilan in his house. She would come walking in and out, the home in New York. So he was clearly just someone that he talked about all the time. And again, I met Jeffrey the second time when we started dating based on the reintroduction that happened at the Plaza Hotel at a Christmas party in 1992 that Donald Trump threw. And they were very, very close.
So let's talk about this incident, alleged incident in 1993, where you say that Trump groped you in front of Epstein. I do want to note that CNN has spoken to 3 friends of yours who confirmed that you told them about this alleged incident over past decades. Can you tell me more about what happened that day and particularly how Trump and Epstein interacted?
Yeah, before I get into the details of what happened, which, obviously I told you guys and I've shared with multiple outlets, the specifics of the assault that happened, I want to point out that I was polygraphed before I did all this by one of the most renowned examiners in the world. Michael Wolff has...
First off, it's sick that she has to disclose that she was polygraphed, that she knew that people would not believe her. Victims. She knew, and she disclosed that she was polygraphed.
Hundreds of hours of interviews with Jeffrey Epstein where Jeffrey confirmed to Michael what the two of them did to me long before I came out and told you all of this. So those are 2 critical data points that you need to have, and now I'll walk you through what happened. I was dating Jeffrey. He was always talking about Donald. It was his bestie and everything, and he was joking about how Donald thought I was hot, and Donald thinks I'm this or whatever, wants to talk to you. And he was telling me this as we were taking a walk down Fifth Avenue one day, and he said, let's stop in and see him at his offices. So we went up to his office in Trump Tower, and within a couple of minutes, Donald was outside of his door, and his hands were all over me. They were on my breasts, they were on my butt, they were on, my hips, up and down, while the two of them just kept having a normal conversation. I don't remember exactly what was in the conversation. Again, this was, we're talking 90, this is 93 now. It was something about, it was irrelevant. It was like, oh, Stacey's career's on fire. She just did Sports Illustrated again, blah, 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 blah. And they were back and forth, smiling and grinning and carrying on a conversation while Donald ran his hands all over me. And, when that happens in broad daylight in someone's office and an assistant's walking back and forth, you're in shock. If it happens in a dark alleyway, right, you defend yourself. But when it's hidden in its brazenness like that, which is Donald Trump's forte, you go into shock. So I froze, and it was over and very quickly. It was a few minutes, and then we got back in the elevator, and Jeffrey's energy had changed. He was like seething. He was enraged. He wouldn't make eye contact with me. And then we got out on the street on Fifth Avenue, and he looked at me and he just started yelling at me, saying, "Why did you let him do that?" And he was so enraged. And then I remember thinking, like, why did I? I felt like I was coming back into my body at that moment, and I was confused. So that's the story of the assault.
And I do just want to note, Stacey, that Trump has denied these allegations, which you are well aware of. And I know at times you've referenced videos, which we have not confirmed the existence of. But I know that you felt that this was coordinated later when you look back on it. What was it that made you draw that conclusion?
Well, I was sort of known in the industry for being somewhat combative with photographers who would expose themselves or do inappropriate things, or even guys who would touch or harass on the streets. And Jeffrey was aware of that. And I think He was excited. I think the gist in my mind, given what he knew and the way it played out, was, hey, I'm going to deliver this person to you who's actually not going to let you get away with what you do. And I did, because I froze. Like I said, when it's hidden in its brazenness like that, you freeze. And, he's a master of that. So, I mean, he talked about it, right? He talked about pussy grabbing on the Access Hollywood tape.
And tonight, if you're aware, President Trump has filed this libel lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal over its reporting that there was this note bearing Trump's name as a signature and an outline of a naked woman that was included in a 50th birthday album for Epstein in 2003, a note that also depicted an imaginary conversation between the two men. And part of it reads, quote, Donald saying, "We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, yes, we do. Come to think of it, Donald, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me that the last time I saw you." And then finally, Donald, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret. Trump called that letter fake. He said it was out of character for him because he never wrote a picture or drew a picture in his life. Wrote a picture, I think he said.
No,
it's not his kind of language. Based on your time with both men, does that sound out of character to you?
What, are you kidding me? I know what they were up to together. It happened to me. I was polygraphed. I have the post-assault postcard with a love note. So I have the receipts. Where are Donald Trump's receipts? Where are they? I know what they're up together, and I know what that means. It's very clear. It wasn't baking or fishing.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. There was a clip I did have, and considering that I can expose truth, or the crazy part is I can react to, y'all can send me certain clips, right? And there's 3 individuals. 2 of the individuals, if I post, everybody's in the comments happy. If I post another individual about, and I don't know if y'all noticed this, to anybody in the collective that has sent me content, anytime y'all send me certain content on, it's 3 individuals on one of those individuals, pay attention. Every time y'all send it, I'll react to it, but I'll edit it out when it comes down to putting the video out. Because I've noticed, out of 3 individuals, 2, the comment section glorify the truth about them. The 3rd one, the comment section go crazy at me over this shit. So that's why, if y'all notice, I keep that 3rd person to a minimum. And there's another person, his name start with a B. I get hit every time his ass touch this channel. I don't talk about him. Y'all mind go where it wants. But I did put a clip out, and I seen some comments, and people was like, don't you think the blue side would have been all over that if it was true? I don't think the blue side would have been all over it if it was true. Why? Because the game would have been over. If it was true and the blue side exposed it, you as a supporter are not going to believe it. You're going to think that they, if they come out with all the receipts and show that maybe somebody on the opposite side that you support is doing something, the game's over. They can't no longer play the game. They need you so that they can play the game. They need the supporters of the red and the blue in order to play the game. That's how they do it. If you continue to say, well, don't you think if it was true the blue side would have exposed that? That keeps the game going. If the blue side was to expose it, that game is no longer playing. They can't play the stage. The characters can't do what they need to do. They need you in order to do what it needs to be done. That's how I look at it. And that's just to answer a few of the comments. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts, man. I've always said birds of a feather flock together. Bush used to flock with some of the people he ended up taking out. Barry got his dirt. Oh, Sleepy Joe got his dirt. And the other one got his dirt. Ain't nobody perfect. But it just kills me when people are quick to jump on 2 or the 3. But when it's that 3rd one, they don't want to get on him. Bro, truth is truth, bro. I'm not even disrespecting nobody. I just ask that everybody literally stay. Don't be naive, bro. Don't be naive. don't always think that it has to be a human that you looking up to, bro. Like, I don't know. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts, but if y'all notice, I keep it to a bare minimum because it just don't. It's. Hey, some people the way they think is just crazy, and some people don't like to question everything. They say they do, but they don't. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Is this cat? You think this she reaching? And I also seen a clip of somebody who had some harm done to them. And that clip I took out. I didn't put that one up, but somebody had some harm done to them from these allegations. That's all I'm gonna say. Maybe later on I'll just drop the name in there somewhere and y'all just go search the name. Look at the story.
Well, hello to the committee. I'm Isaiah Martin. And it's very apparent that no one seems to know why we're here. It just seems as if many are just sitting here going with the emotions. And it makes sense because the game is rigged. We already know this way the situation's going to be. Many of you that are Republicans that are looking at you guys understand the game. You got to get Trump's endorsement. That's the name of the game to be a Republican nowadays. And you know very clearly that Trump told every single one of you that he needs 5 seats, is what he said. So why do we play this game where we come here to an empty chamber in which all of you pretend as if you don't know what's going on when you already know what the situation is? But the real conversation that we should be having, that I want every single one of you to understand, is that there will be a retaliation for that. You've seen states like California say that they will gerrymander Republicans out of their states. You see the same thing in Maryland. The same thing is going to happen in New York. While you were in here, Governor Kathy Hochul said that she will be gerrymandering Republicans out of their seats. The same thing is going to happen in New Jersey. So for all of the work that you guys see that you guys claim to be doing, when we should be talking about the fact that we live in a state that is unaffordable for people, our economy is wrecked, people cannot find good jobs, we literally have property taxes going up every single year, despite the fact that you Republicans have been in office for nearly 30 straight years. I mean, this is the game that we live in right here. And you choose, after we literally got after one of the worst mass casualty events in our state's history, to go and gerrymander people out of their seats. That's what you have chosen to do with your time, because you're scared of Donald Trump. You are scared and terrified because you're seeking an endorsement when you understand the truth. And the funny part about it is that you all know it's true. You can't react to it. I see you guys' faces. You can't react to it, but you all know what the situation is. Because Donald Trump runs this body. He runs your vote, he runs your vote, he runs your vote, he runs your vote, because you guys know that you cannot dare cross him. And ultimately, what we need in this state are people that have the cojones to actually go forward and call this stuff out. Because what you guys have done to this state is cataclysmically horrific. And I think that everybody across the nation should be able to go and look at what you guys have done. So I look forward to Kathy Hochul getting rid of you guys as Republican friends. I look forward to Phil Murphy getting rid of your Republican friends. I look forward to Wes Moore doing the same thing. I think Andy Harris
Please finish
had
your
a long
testimony.
congressional career. He's about to be done too. All of them will be done. And you can thank your failed, senile, dilapidated, Epstein partying with president for all of the work that we're about to do to every single one of you.
Thank you for your testimony.
You did this, you caused this, and this is the
witnesses-
result of you and your work. No, I'm not going to finish.
Witness's
because
time has
ultimately,
expired.
I'm not finished. Because ultimately, who doesn't have a say in this are the people of this state, the 40 million people that you guys just kicked
Witness
off
will come to
healthcare,
order.
The people of this state.
The witness
that are now
does
gonna
not-
have
the
to
witness
go
is not
without SNAP
recognized.
As a result of what you guys have done, this is a result of your policies. And you have no shame.
Okay.
You have no shame. None.
The witness-
Zero.
the witness-
You have no shame
Nope.
for what you've done. And I think that we all should be standing
No,
up here and
just cut off his mic. Cut off his mic. Okay. That the gentleman will come to order. We will maintain decorum. The gentleman will be reminded one last time. The gentleman will come to order immediately. All right. The sergeants are directed to remove the gentleman from the room.
History will not remember you kindly for what you have done. They will not. As a matter of fact, history might not remember you at all because of what you have done. It's horrific.
The gentleman will be removed.
Shame. You need to have shame. History will not remember you for what you have done. It is a shame.
Members and members of the public, Oh.
For what you have done, you should all be ashamed. America will rise up against you.
Okay.
Members of the public, testimony.
Well, hello to the committee. I'm Isaiah.
Stage, this matrix, the things that they do is gonna crumble. And that's why they have to make a new world. Y'all get what I mean? They have to. It's too many of us who see the same shit. There's some people who don't even watch this type of content, and they even sick of the shit that's going on. They even know what's really going on. And some of them have an idea and don't even know how deep it go, but they got an idea, and on the surface level of the tip of the iceberg of real life shit they don't like. Where they're looking at how the days are speeding up. 9 to 5 don't make no sense. We ain't really learning nothing. Life's the same. There's a cycle that they're going through in their life where everything's the same every day, and they want some different shit. There's numerous people who feel this, and like I said, their time is running out. The people who running this shit, their time is running up, bro. It's coming to an end. They feel it, they know it, and we feel it, and we know it. The claps that came from the stands shows that us, the people, we on one accord. We on a certain frequency. We're on a certain path. We want a certain change. And these people at the front of that podium, they on a different frequency. They not in tune with us. We not in tune with them. We don't see eye to eye. They have a whole nother plan, a whole nother lane, a whole nother ideology of how they want humankind to be. And it's getting to that point where it's escalating. And it's gonna get to a point where it's only one way it's gonna play out. And shit gonna go up. I hate to say that. But us explaining to them ain't going nowhere. Us protesting ain't going nowhere. Them talking ain't going nowhere. And every time we open our mouth and speak truth, we see what happens. It's gonna get to a point where no one's gonna continue to speak truth. We're gonna start acting on these steps, and they're going to start reacting on these steps, and vice versa. They're going to be reacting, we're going to be reacting. It's a lot of shit, and I could just see this going one way, and I can see this shit going up, and it's nothing but drama and bloodshed, and I hope that does not happen. I'd rather us be able to explain ourselves and things change, not so much of us going to war with each other like a civil, y'all get what I mean? As well as with a WW3 going on around the world. I just don't want to see none of this shit happen, because they're going to implement that new world order shit. I don't want that. That martial law, that full control, the digital currency, the social credit scores, it's coming if we do have to clash like that, but I don't see it happening no other way. I don't see it happening no other way, because if they came in and said that they about to implement New World Order because we can't get along and there's a civil war going on, again, entertainment, none of this is true, none of it's going to happen. We just speaking on fake ass scenarios. I feel like if that was the case and we was to have a civil war and the people come out on top, it's going to be still some people who going to want to go back to the old way of think, the old way. There's gonna be some people who gonna be like, look, we didn't have enough bloodshed. Let's listen to them now. Maybe they have changed. It's gonna be that person that has compassion for this 1%, or for these royal families, or for these people who are in charge. I don't got no sympathy for them. I don't. I got sympathy for the people. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts and opinions.
We need to talk about what's going on in Sudan. What's happening there should haunt every single one of us. I know it's hard to watch these videos and to hear all of these atrocities, but it's so important to stay aware of what is going on in the world so that we aren't being complacent. I tend to get very emotional when I talk about these topics, almost always crying, because it genuinely does hurt my heart seeing how these people are being tortured. People are being burned alive in Sudan. Raping women in front of their husbands, in front of their children, killing the husbands, and then proceeding to rape a woman. 15 million people are displaced. They've been going through a famine. They're shooting children in the streets, wiping out entire generations of families. This isn't just a civil war, this is quite literally flat out another genocide that is occurring in our world. And it's happening right now. Bodies are being dumped in mass graves, hospitals are being bombed, entire villages are being turned to ash, and guess who's funding it? The United Arab Emirates. Yeah, the same UAE that has Dubai, where people and influencers go to party and get on yachts and live this luxury lifestyle, and you see them with all this expensive stuff. Yeah, that UAE. They're profiting off of torture, rape, and war crimes in Sudan, and it needs to be talked about so much more than it is because not many people know. A lot of people are aware of what's going on in Sudan, but not many people know who is funding it and who is profiting off of the suffering of people. RSF, which is responsible for all of these horrific actions going on in Sudan, is directly backed and funded by the UAE. Not just with money, but with drones, with airstrikes, with logistics, literally plans, just like the US is with Israel. If you're sitting there asking yourself why, it's because they don't have any of their own resources, like most of the Western world. They benefit off of the resources of Africa and African countries. They want Sudan's gold. Sudan is rich in gold, and I mean extremely abundant in it, as most African countries are abundant in some sort of resource. RSF is letting the UAE illegally mine it so that they can get funded in return. It's quite literally blood money, and it is disgusting to see. Gold gets shipped through Dubai, gets polished, melted, branded, you know what, and then guess where it ends up? On our wrists, on our ears, necklaces. All of the gold that we are wearing could potentially be from the Sudanese genocide. Our electronics are directly from the Congo genocide. The stuff we use day to day is directly from the torture of African bodies, and that is why you need to care. It is so damn important because without the suffering of these people, you wouldn't live the life you live today. Not only is that despicable, you should be loud about it. You should be yelling because there is no reason you should have resources that the African people don't have themselves, but they're being abused for it. While the Sudanese people are being murdered, governments are making thousands, millions, trillions of dollars. Corporations are just getting richer and people are just scrolling on their phones like nothing's happening. It is very important that you're aware of what is going on. And this isn't new. European forces would install rubber quotas, so children, families had to mine for impossible quotas to meet for rubber, and if they did not meet those requirements, their hands would be chopped off. I mean, look at this picture. This is horrific. Babies, children had their hands chopped off so that colonizers could profit. Do you know what it's like to never be safe in your own skin? From birth, to be black, to be African, to be Muslim, to be indigenous, to be marginalized. Our tax dollars are helping fund this. You might not be able to stop it, but you damn sure do have a voice. So use it, because Sudan deserves more. Tigray deserves more. The Amhara people deserve more. Congo deserves more. Gaza deserves more. Our Hispanic community in the United States deserves more. Talk about it. Donate if you can. Demand our government stops funding these. And even if it doesn't make a change, at least you know you're doing something. I'm not going to apologize for crying on here. I'm not going to apologize for being so upset about the different genocides that are going on in the community and talking about it and being loud about it. And if you don't like that, get off my page. Do not go in my comments and start leaving nasty hate comments and yada 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 because you don't like the fact that I'm emotional about something that upsets me. You are typing hate from your couch while there are actual people on the ground doing this work. As a United Nations volunteer, it's extremely disrespectful for people to come on my page and say you're not doing enough when I'm informing millions of people as well as volunteering all for free. This is my job. I'm a journalist. I do a lot of activism work. I do service. I'm doing my master's right now, which I'm probably going to get kicked out of the program because I can't afford tuition. And I will start my PhD as soon as I finish my master's. And I can barely afford rent because I chose to do this work, the things that matter, service, justice, and activism, over doing some 9 to 5. Does that mean some nights I don't eat? Yes, but I will never know what it's like to be a 6-year-old in Sudan or in Gaza who's gone 5 days without food or water.
You know what? I hate to say it, and I hope it don't go the fucking way, but we're going to have to rebel. And when I say rebel, I'm talking about rebelling strategically. This is the type of shit that you do when you see that corporations and people with money are greedy and they just want to shit on the public. That's when you go into these businesses and you just wreak havoc. That's when you accidentally type a 0 in someone's account. That's when you accidentally delete a loan. That's when you accidentally leave a piece of paper out that you ain't supposed to leave out. You know what I'm saying? That's when you accidentally leak something to the news that you wasn't supposed to leak to the news. Now, if the American people really wanted to shut these businesses down that's doing all of this bullshit, all they have to do is wake the up and start doing what they're doing and stop caring about these businesses and start caring about themselves. That's the thing that they don't want you to do. They want you to be so brainwashed and tuned into their businesses so that they can use you up and pay you less, so that you can die without shit in your pocket, so that you can give them all of your millions and they can control all the motherfucking resources. Well, what happens when the American people say, fuck you? We not doing it. And they start turning your shit upside down. And your stock price start plummeting. And you start getting sued for illegal shit that you're doing. What if whistleblowers just start popping up all over the motherfucking world? What if these people who were federal agents who were working for the government, all of these top leaders and officials that got fired by the Trump administration all came together and started dishing out information to the American public? What if things just started dropping out of thin air that started ruining this whole administration? What if that just started to happen? Because it's not like it can't. You still got to understand that this American government depends on the labor of the people. This is a political show, y'all. This is a circus show. The fact that they are sitting up here putting people in alligator Alcatraz, these people who are Mexicans, these people who are brown, and he's trying to deport all of these people. It's bullshit. You cannot run the United States without immigrants. Who the f is going to do the work? We don't have enough robots here to actually take over every sector of businesses. It will take years and years to be able to do that. They need labor. The problem is they don't want to pay for it. So the best thing that they can do is throw in cages, take away their rights, and then make them slaves, which is what they're doing. How do you make America great again? By taking it back where slavery was, where they didn't have to pay for labor. That's what made America what it. You want to know how America became a global powerhouse? They did not have to pay for labor. They had black people build. They had black people build it while they sat back with fat stomachs and fat checks that they got to trade on the stock market and didn't have to lift a finger or work. You want to know what that makes people like? People who don't have empathy, people who control everything, people who feel entitled to everything, people whose parents passed down thing to them.
Watch the whole video, y'all. This is proof that Jesus Christ lived in Memphis and he died. He was crucified in Tennessee. This white man didn't even want to show his face. Why wasn't this on Memphis News? Leo the 13th, the Pope, blessed this.
A small road in the mountains of Tennessee, a living room in a motorhome, and a 150-year-old painting blessed by Pope Leo the 13th. This is the true face of Jesus Christ, one of a handful of paintings based on the cloth used to wipe Jesus' face before his crucifixion, known as the Veil of Veronica. Its owner, a 73-year-old man who didn't want to be identified and had no idea what he had.
I've lived here for about 17 years. It's been in there, either in there or in my bedroom. Ever since.
So how does a holy relic go from the holy city to Monroe County, Tennessee? The man known as Frosty tells us he got it as a present and hung it on his wall 20 years ago. 3 years later, it found a home in this cloth bank bag and was thrown in a closet. until police say it was stolen by Kelly Gormley, who tried to sell it to this Madisonville church. The church told the sheriffs made the arrest, and a piece of religious history was uncovered.
You know, at first, obviously, it was a big surprise for us that something like this might even, be in East Tennessee. Normally, you'd expect to find something like this in a museum or maybe in Rome, in the Vatican.
The painting is now under lock and key in a secret location. Gormley is in prison for theft. Frosty is overwhelmed that a treasure was laying hidden in his home.
I know they really wanted it bad, but I said, nah, I don't think I'll be parting with it.
Okay, this is proof that Jesus lived in Memphis for at least 7 years and got his teachings from there about the afterlife. This documentary been removed.
It is one of the oldest and most interesting parts of Cairo, where the most beautiful churches can be found, like the one where the Holy Family lived for a spell while they were in Egypt during the infancy of Jesus.
During the infancy of Jesus, they were staying in Cairo, but Cairo didn't exist back then. Only Memphis existed, and then Alexandria, but it was Hellenistic. He wasn't going to visit there. Memphis was the only city there. It was a religious center. But this church was burnt down 8 times because they did not want nobody to know that he was in Memphis doing a tour, getting teachings about the afterlife. Okay, now, the church was in Cairo, didn't develop until the 4th century. The 4th century. The 4th century would be 300 or 400 AD after Christ. You see what I'm saying? They didn't want nobody to know that Jesus was in Memphis. Okay? So check this out. Cairo was the city of the dead. They decimated Memphis. It was a necropolis. A necropolis means cemetery. They decimated Memphis and they built Cairo on top of it, but it took them so long. They didn't want nobody to know. So Cairo, another small city. It's a necropolis. Cairo, a necropolis. Cemeteries. Over time, Memphis declined, and during the rise of Christianity, many of its temples were destroyed. The churches were destroyed where Jesus was at. The ruins of Memphis eventually dismantled, and the materials was used to build other settlements, including Cairo. What, you heard that before? We build something, they take it and decimate our history and build on top of it. Cairo, it didn't fully develop until 969. You take them 2 nines down, that's the mark of the beast. That means the devil decimated Memphis and took it and rebuilt it. You heard that before? We build something, they take it and decimate our history and build on top of it. Cairo, it didn't fully develop until 969. You take them 2 nines down, that's the mark of the beast. That means the devil decimated Memphis and took it and rebuilt it. Erased Jesus' tour. Saqqara, another small city. It was a necropolis. That means cemetery. All of the pyramids was only in Memphis. Pyramids were basically cemeteries. Y'all didn't know that. The Great Pyramids of Giza, it's a necropolis. It was a cemetery. It didn't exist back then. Ptah, the creator god, okay, right? Jesus was getting the teachings about the afterlife in Memphis at an early age. Okay, Egyptians believed in a continued existence in life after death. Ptah played a crucial role in the process, entering the afterlife. So look, Christianity emerged from his followers' belief in his resurrection, their interpretation of his message after his death, the teachings about life after death, about his God, about where he's going. Travis Scott. Pyramids was built with the cross under it. All pyramids foundation is a cross under there. Okay, and they believe you go to heaven. Every pyramid has a cross under it. Okay, the sun god. They were praying to the sun god. Jesus came and let them know, hey, no, I'm the son of God. When you're praying to the son, that's my God, that's my father, and I'm him in the flesh. Y'all halfway got it right, but I'm God. Pray to me and pray to my father.
Biden, in his political rise through the BCCI Bank, out of Karachi, Pakistan, out of Luxembourg, and out of London, England. And so these 9 knights, the first 9 families, are protected by an organization today that was created in 1930 called the Pan-Hellenic Greek Divine 9. So the term pan means cornucopia. It means a 2-horned demonic entity. So I don't know why that many black people, not all, but a certain percentage, they call themselves, I'm a Pan-Africanist. Well, the term pan means a 2-horned cornucopia demon. And the term Africa is named after a 5-star general, Leo Scipio Africanus, whose family built the underground dumb tunnels for the trafficking of children during the Roman Empire. So we got 35 million black folk calling themselves African Americans. And we got, what, 70%, 60% of the world of people of African-centric descent have named themselves after the name of a demon. Why? Because the word of the Lord says, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. They have no knowledge because they have no divine understanding. And so the term, again, Africa, is a misnomer. That's not the original name of the continent. The original name of the continent is Alkebulan, which is a Coptic term meaning the Garden of Eden. So from the Rothschilds to the Lee family are protected by the 9 Black Greek secret societies of black fraternities and black sororities. Well, in the 1969 book, The History of Sigma Pi Phi, Alpha Phi Alpha protects the Rothschilds. Kappa Alpha Psi protects the Oppenheimers. Omega Psi Phi protects the Warburgs. Phi Beta Sigma protects the Rockefellers. Iota Phi Theta protects the Astor family. Alpha Kappa Alpha protects the Bilderbergs. Delta Sigma Theta protects the Habsburg family that exists to this day. Zeta Phi Beta, another Boule secret society, protects the Sassoons. And Sigma Gamma Rho, RHO, protects the Lee family. Wait a minute now. So you have 9 black Greek letter secret societies. And if you guys heard Kamala Harris when she was in Vegas during the campaign, to my divine 9 sisters, what she's talking about, the Greek Pan-Hellenic divine 9.
She said that?
She said that. During the campaign, she spoke in Vegas, and any one of your powerful listeners can check it out on YouTube. When she says, I believe she was wearing like a black and silver dress, to my divine 9 sisters.
So people who don't know is like, what is she talking about?
What is she talking about? You know, and so you and I, we definitely knew what she was talking about. So from Alpha Phi Alpha to Sigma Gamma Rho, according to the History of Sigma Pi Phi in 1969, written by 33rd degree Prince Hall Mason, Dr. Charles H. Wesley, these 9 Illuminati families out of the 13 are assigned a group of the Greek Divine 9. So Alpha Phi Alpha protects the financial interest.
Now that was part 2, but that was a little bit of a long clip, so we had to kind of bounce around. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts, man. I think we need to take a deeper dive down these names of these families. What y'all think? Y'all let me know. One thing I dislike a lot is when creators got the gems and they put this loud ass music over it like that. Bro, I don't want to hear the music. I need to hear what he's talking about. What's your thoughts on that, bro? And I can't mute the music. I wish I could, but damn.
Did y'all hear what Trump just said? Now I know people gonna try to spin it like, oh, we just being sarcastic. You don't say shit like this, bruh.
And by the way, I never went to the island, and Bill Clinton went there supposedly 28 times. I never went to the island, but Larry Summers, I hear, went there. He was the head of Harvard. And many other people that are very big people. Nobody ever talks about them. I never had the privilege of going to his island. And I did turn it down, but a lot of people in Palm Beach were invited to his island.
This man said, I never had the privilege. The privilege? What? So for the people that's saying he was being sarcastic, you would say some shit like that and be sarcastic when it's something real serious like that? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Last time I checked, your name was all over this shit. Even through the flights. You know what this sounds like? This sounds like something will actually say. Y'all fill in the blank in the comments.
I know we made it to the end of this, and if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7, and this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I ain't gonna hold y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Today was a little bit of a longer video, and I'm working on coming back with some more for y'all, some more of the longer ones. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts, man. Like I said, there's some topics I can't discuss. There's some shit I can't show. There's some things I get in trouble for. There's a lot of different things. Y'all let me know what y'all want to see more of. Again, BG, can't bring him on here. Can't bring him on here. Anytime I talk about Barry, the whole comment section go up. I talk about Sleepy Joe, comment section go up. If a clip with our current person comes up, y'all, sometimes there's some people in the comments, I start dealing with the heat. So I typically stay away from that type of content because it just don't make no sense how everybody go up for 2 people, but the third one they let off the hook. It doesn't make sense, and nor did I want to offend nobody or piss nobody off. And that's what I say by sometimes when there's a few truth clips that will come up, and sometimes I'll remove it when I'm editing. I'll remove it because I don't feel like dealing with the arguments. I don't feel like dealing with the insults in the comments, the R word and dumb shit. I don't be feeling like dealing with that. So I typically will remove certain clips out. I'm gonna keep it honest with y'all. I've been doing that since day one. Now, some will stay, and majority of the time I don't feel like dealing with that, and I be like, sometimes we ain't at a certain together. There are certain individuals, like, you know, but together as a collective we have not got to a point where I feel like if we go all the way with the truth, it'll touch people, but then some people ain't ready for that. And I can tell off the comments. And sometimes I'll look at comments, even if I respond back or I love it, or even if I don't respond to them. Sometimes, a lot of the time, I see shit that I'll be like, we not ready for that yet. We not ready for that yet. I hear it in the language. I hear it on the selective choice of words. In my opinion, we're not ready for that yet. And other people might be able to touch them subjects, but when I touch those subjects, it just don't get received too well. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts, man. But I ain't gonna hold you. And until I see y'all in the next one, y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know it.